Welcome again, everyone. I hope you have a good day, because mine is not that bad, but it could be better. But here I'm not about me, it's about you. Now here we're going to continue working in this. As you can see, we don't have any login and registration here, navbar. We don't have anything, but because of that, we need to do three things. We need to create front-end scaffolding. So that's called JavaScript and CSS scaffolding. And Laravel, as I told you, is not dictate which JavaScript or CSS preprocessor we can use. We can use, for CSS, we can use Laravel Mix, and what we're gonna do a little bit later. But now, what we need to do is to create for our version. So if you go back here, if you go to front end, if you go front end scaffolding, and if you choose, for example, for this one, it was different story. Here in the public, you had folder called CSS and folder called JS, and you can use it in resources. In the views, no, actually this one was very similar, but now we need to do a couple of things in order. This app.css actually was filled with things, and you will see what is that. Now what we need to do is, I'm just gonna say clear here, I don't want to confuse you. What we need to do is we need to open this one. If you want, you can use the current version. Now we need to require this Laravel UI, so you can copy this one and put it in your composer and hit enter. And this, my friends, what it will do, the bootstrap and view scaffolding provided by Laravel is located in the Laravel UI composer package. That's why we need this package here. So it's updating dependencies. Now I'm just gonna use generate basic scaffolding, this one, but you can use this one in your simple projects, but for us, I just want to create a generate login and registration. So I'm gonna use this one a little bit later. If mine, okay, now it's done. So you're just gonna paste that one here, and bootstrap and scaffolding installed successfully. Please run npm and npm run dev. You can copy this bad guy here. Just remember, you don't need quotation, and this will take a couple of seconds. I'm just gonna pause the video. So mine is already finished, and here you can say that compiled successfully at the time of milliseconds. So I have in CSS, I have app.css, this asset is being compiled. In JS, I have folder JS, I have folder CSS, and I have this part here, and that's been emitted. Now let's see what's happening here. Now if I go in a public, I do have this app.css. In here I do have most of the things are bootstrap, right? So I can use that in my project. I can use the this style CSS style sheet. Now the JS, same story. Here it is. We can use it. How this is coming and where this is coming from? This is coming from Webpack Mix. I'm going to discuss this one a little bit later in the lecture. So Laravel provides a Fluent API for defining this Webpack build steps. So this is simple method chaining here. That's how they call it. And you can define your own assets pipeline. So we will in future define our own things here and compile it and shoot it back here in this folder or any folder that we want. Now that's a different story. What else? If you go to resources, now if you go to SASS, see I have this variable in the version 5 point something. This was already been there, but now you have to you have to do front-end scaffolding. Now I do have this app.css. Now I do have import the variables, this guy here. It's importing the bootstrap, and it's importing this font. We can change the font, by the way, with our own font. We're gonna do that later in the lections. Now that's pretty much it. Views, we have this auth folder now, and we have this layouts folder. When we have app.blade, this is master blade file. In here, this app.blade is extended in our home. If I go to the welcome, the first one, we have this inline style, right? If we, for example, now if I refresh now, you're gonna see the login in this one. But this style actually comes from this part here. So if I cut it, I will not have any styles here at all. So it's not coming from our compiled CSS. But one more thing, so I'm gonna return it back. Here I'm just gonna return back and save it. But here this home.blade, see, we don't have, it's different than welcome.blade, doesn't have hat, doesn't have anything. It says extends layouts app.blade, and inside we're putting the shooting the content. So app.blade actually do have things. So we're loading the script. This is how we can load asset from the public folder. That's called JS, the app.js, right? And this is our style. Now, let's do one more thing. I'm just gonna refresh. I'm just gonna, oh, I don't have the database yet. So I'm just gonna show you that this here, not this one, this here home blade does have been linked with this CSS and JS files. So, but that will be for the next time. Now, that's pretty much it. I hope you're happy what we have achieved. This actually, the scaffolding also create a couple of files here in the controllers. We have auth controller now, and home controller. We have before, I think, no, I'm not sure, but this was not like before in the previous versions of Laravel. It was a little bit different. Now with the scaffolding, we do things a little bit different, and I think so that you're learning a lot of new things. Remember, when we have done npm, just wait. When we have done, where is it? Artisan version, no. When we have done npm install and npm run dev, this folder was created. And by the way, you will be able to do this if before you have npm, for example, dash version. At the moment I have this version, you will probably have different version, and node dash v version, right? So if you don't have these two, your step for this here guy, it will not be allowed because you don't have npm and node installed on your locally. So for that one, if you want to find out, if you skip the first introduction, you need to go look at the first couple of lectures, and you will see that what I'm explaining, what you need to do to follow our course. That's pretty much it. I talked too much. Sorry about this. We have successfully created our login. So if I go to login, it will go there, register, but we don't have database. So we will do that in next lecture. I just want to show you a couple of things, and I will show you how we can start compiling finally assets with Laravel Mix. So thank you very much, and see you in the next lecture.